Hello, and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jennifer Slay. Let's take a moment to acknowledge that the lands that we live on here in London, Ontario, are the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Shinanton peoples. I sincerely express my gratitude to the Indigenous peoples and their ancestry for what I and my family have received as settlers on this land. I also acknowledge and show gratitude to my ancestors who came before me, who made it possible for me to be sitting here today. March is a month that includes International Women's Day, and in some countries it is International Women's Month. Today, here at the What's Up London show, we are dedicating this show to women entrepreneurs, women in the arts, and women who have been selected as honorees of YMCA's Women of Excellence Awards. It's going to be a good one. Our first Woman of Excellence honoree is in the category of entrepreneur, and she is being recognized as having achievement in organizing and operating a business or businesses, taking on considerable financial risks and other initiatives to do so. Karen Friday Fields' gift is her ability to envision where change needs to happen, see possibilities and a path forward. She began her career in the corporate healthcare world and soon realized her strength was in the entrepreneurial realm. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So tell us about the award and the nomination and how you're feeling.
Well, the award is incredible. The organization that is organizing this is also incredible. I feel excited. I also feel really humbled. When the spotlight gets put on you for a moment in time, you really want to make sure that you use that voice to honor all women. This is an award about women's achievement, so I hope through the opportunities like this and other opportunities that are coming with it, that I'll have a chance to encourage women, support women, celebrate women, and the impact that they can have, and really share this voice with all of my women friends and all of the women in our community.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about your journey. Tell us about your career.
Oh, well, I've had a very varied career. I would say that I have been entrepreneurial, even when I worked in the corporate world, the corporate healthcare world. Entrepreneurial to me means that you're innovative, that you're purpose-focused, that you create something unique and different, that you take things forward to a new paradigm, that you bring drive and energy to the enterprise or the effort. And you can do that for financial profit, but you can also do it for social profit. My career has been in both of those realms, and I cherish those opportunities they've had to be able to make a social impact difference.
Yeah, and you're helping entrepreneurs do the same now.
I am. So one of my entrepreneurial endeavors is to run a consulting practice. That practice has been in business for 20 years, is very successful. We consult all over the world, all across Canada, all across the US, and a number of other countries. There's a small group of us. We work primarily in business development, marketing development, organizational development. We help boards of directors build excellence because an effective board really helps create an effective organization. We work for CEOs and their leadership teams, helping to build their strategy, their approach to the work, the processes they use, how they measure the work that they do, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So if somebody is interested in potentially working with you, what are some of the things that they should come prepared to answer? What are the questions you would be asking?
Well, really, how do they want to further define their purpose? Do they know what their goal is? And then if that's, we'll help them sort that out if that's the case. If they're ready to move forward, then what are their values around achieving that purpose? And what resources do they want to bring to the table? What resources do they need to collect around them and surround themselves with? And then from there, we go forward and make a plan.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you help people to focus, to really get focused and create that plan and help move them forward in that entrepreneurial journey. And you've obviously done it for yourself and been very successful.
Thank you. Well, I have some of the projects that I have been involved in London and Southwestern Ontario include a company that we sold 3 years ago, Meridian Hearing, and we've relaunched a new practice called True Hearing Health, which has a really unique approach to hearing health care, and so I'm a partner in that practice. I also have, for many years, run Meridian Spine and Joint Physiotherapy and Meridian Active Joint Physiotherapy, again, London, Strathroy, Mount Bridges, and we have many incredible physiotherapists, massage therapists, kinesiologists, patient care coordinators, and so on, working to help Londoners be the healthiest that they can be and as mobile and functional as they can be. I also am involved in Field Meridian Properties, so some property development, and then the consulting company are some of the projects that we have going on right now. And then on my volunteer world, I have worked with Brush University College, working on advancing women's education as the board chair there, and now on their development committee. We have a campaign going on there. Other London organizations, Leeds Employment Services, advancing their strategy, and Sanctuary, a very small organization that is dedicating its work to our street friends, those people who live in the street, and helping them to find home and belonging and support. We're working on their strategy also.
Wow. So you are doing amazing things. You're being recognized for doing those amazing things, and it doesn't sound like you're even close to done yet.
No, lots of energy, and so much ahead, so much opportunity for women ahead, so much space for women to fill. One of the things that I'm most fond about is encouraging young women, speaking to young women, helping make sure they have educational and development opportunities so that they can be all that they dream to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you for being able to chat.
No problem. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Your happy place. Easy 1013, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Welcome to Treat Yourself on Rogers TV, where Terry and I go out to local salons and spas and have services done on us so that we can tell you all about them.
So that you can treat yourself.
It's about sharing and caring. It's about doing and belonging. It's about living life to its fullest. And it's about laughing out loud. We are L'Arche Canada, and we're about witnessing and sharing the gifts of all people. Learn more about us today.
You're watching Rogers TV, London.
Welcome back. Our next Woman of Excellence honoree is in the category of breaking barriers. The women in this category are recognized as a self-identified woman of color, LGBTQ2+ member, or woman with a disability who, through their personal or professional experience, has broken down barriers for themselves or made significant improvements that benefit others in their profession, industry, or community. Kathleen Holland is a leader, mentor, and pioneer in the LGBTQ2+ community. She has been a role model for women for over 30 years and has led and worked with groups to support women at varying levels of self-acceptance on the sexual orientation pendulum. Welcome, Kathleen.
Thanks so much.
So tell us, how did you get to this place of being honored in this way?
I don't know, it was a surprise to me too. No, it was, well, for one, it was a huge thrill. And you know what? There's actually moments of when everybody is finding out the news, like on February 8th when it was the media release, that it's actually overwhelming. The reason is, you do what you do. You just, that's a normal course of your everyday. And then when you sort of stop to smell the roses in that sense, that you understand the gravity of it through other people's view. So that's been a really cool experience. I was a political activist back in the 1990s. I used to work for the former London Board of Education, and it was a great experience. But I also realized that students and other staff members were sort of in this void of not having support, and it's really because it was not well understood. And in fact, there were a lot of places in the 90s where being gay and being out was illegal. So, so I had taken on some political activism. There was a group of us, small but mighty. We moved a lot of mountains, but the group was called Heterosexism and Homophobia in Mouthful. So we used to call ourselves Homo Ed. And we had a lot more fun with that name.
It worked for you.
It worked. Yep. And so there were about 6 of us, and we would meet on a regular basis, and we would present to teacher unions, department heads, and we also worked in conjunction with a student group that was called PASO, Positivity About Youth Sexual Orientation. And those students would help to present, and man, when you hear it from the eyes of a child who's affected by the education system, that really helped to drive home the point that there was a need to build a safeguard people. So that's kind of where it started. And you know, I had a really great relationship with the senior administration at the board. I was president of my employee group when I was 30, and so I had a chance to have access to those decision makers. And when it came time to present through Homo Ed and through a teachers group that I was also the coordinator of, called TAL, Teachers Association of London Lesbians, I had a group of teachers who came out along with me to sit in front of the superintendents of human resources to say, we don't want anything different. We just want the same as our colleagues. We want same-sex spousal benefits, which would be the same as those offered to heterosexual common law couples. And they understood the value and the gravity of our situation, and they granted it. And so as the president of my employee group, I was able to share that with, you know, with a lot of pride, but also with the membership of that employee group. So it just sort of went on from there, and took a lot of protests and things like that in order to help politicians understand the plight of not having safeguards in place. So, but you know what? You don't stand in front of people asking for something unless you yourself realize this, by not having it, is really creating an unsafe or dangerous situation for us. And we were losing people to suicide. So
it's amazing that the work that you did in the 90s, because in 2023 people are still fighting for the same types of, right? And so you actually were breaking barriers, and thank you for that so much.
You're welcome.
Now you have also a women's group you were talking about. Yes, tell us about that.
So Adventurous Women of London, shortened to AWOL, is a group that has been in existence since 1990, and I went to the very first event where there were about 32 of us that were crammed in an apartment, and we were told, bring dessert and ideas. And so back at that time, we all found a place to sit, we had dessert, and we talked, and they gave us a little slip of paper. And when I say they, there was a committee that had sort of come up with this idea, let's do things that are not bar related so we can get out and have fun. And we wrote down our ideas on that piece of paper, and that was where the group was born. So the organizers had asked me to join the organizing team. I was just simply there having dessert that day. And so anyway, it worked out really well because they sort of handed over the torch a couple years later, and so I've been the coordinator of AWOL ever since. And the wonderful thing is that's how I met my wife, who was brought to an event by a mutual friend. And so we love the story where we're able to say, where did you meet? In my living room, right? So anyway, so we've had a really great run of it, and we continue to host events like bonfires, games nights, and things of that nature.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the work that you've done. You, like our other guest, have not finished yet, I'm sure. And look forward to the things that are to come. And congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity for the interview.
No problem. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Monday.
Hi, my name is Luis Patricio. I work at Pillar Nonprofit Network, and I manage the SDG Cities program, and I'm this week's guest on Pollinating Purpose.
My favorite part of volunteering at Rogers has been picking up new tech skills like running cameras or graphics, and getting to volunteer with and meet people in a super fun sports-based environment.
Welcome back. Our next guest is an entrepreneur who has baked her way into the hearts of everyone she meets. She arrived in Canada just a few years ago and started a business called Carameli Pastry, this becoming a top pastry chef in our area. Her story is inspiring and she's here to share it with us. Welcome, Gabby.
Hello, thank you for receiving me here today.
No problem. I was so excited to hear that you were going to be here because I've tasted your stuff. It's amazing. But before we get there, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, so I have been here in Canada almost 4 years. We came to try a new life and make our dreams come true. And here we are. Like the Carameli Pastry is become true. Like
it's the dream.
It is the dream. Yeah.
So how did you get involved in pastry? Like, have you always been someone who likes to bake?
Yeah, since I was a kid, I used to help my mom and my grandma in the kitchen, and especially for desserts. So I went to the culinary school in 2009.
Okay.
And then I started my journey.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I had a business in Brazil as well. The name was Atelier Gabi Ribeiro. And I worked there for 7 years. And then we started our plan to move to Canada. And I said, okay, I need to keep going. And then I started with Carameli Pastry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what kind of pastries do you make?
Yeah, I make specifically Brazilian pastries because we have a large different kinds of sweets in Brazil. Cakes, brigadeiros, mini pies, and they have a particular flavor because we use a lot of condensed milk, chocolate, so I could say that this is our base. So today I think I can say the most popular Brazilian sweet is the brigadeiros.
Brigadeiros.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can make different flavors, and every birthday party has a brigadeiro and cake.
Brigadeiro. Now, are these brigadeiros?
Yes, they are.
Can you show tell me what these are? Yeah.
So here I brought the traditional one. This is with milk chocolate. I have churros brigadeiro, the crunch, and Oreo.
Oh, yeah. And it's condensed milk?
Condensed milk, chocolate, and cream.
Oh.
And you can add some butter too, some recipe steak butter.
Very rich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bigger.
And what about these? Like, what's this?
This is a creamy cake in a jar.
Creamy cake in a jar?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a very most creamy cake. Do you know tres leches? Have you tried? Yeah.
Milk? 3 milks? Is that what
it's kind of, yeah. So it's a very soaked cake filled with a creamy. Here I have a dulce de leche. I have a milk cream and more soaked cake, and that has been my best seller so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be tasting it afterwards.
Hope you enjoy it.
And so this is just the beginning of the dream, because we were talking earlier and you're saying that in the future, the very near future, something big is happening.
Yeah. So I have a partnership with my sister-in-laws. They make Brazilian appetizers. So we are going to open a store soon. We are very excited about that. We are planning a lot, working a lot. So I think until summer, we can welcome everybody to enjoy and try our products.
And it'll be a big launch.
It's going to be
a big launch.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you'll have to come back right before so that we can make sure to remind people about it.
Of course.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so
and
much.
And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Gerald. I'm a volunteer here at Rogers TV. Really happy with all the great things I've learned doing video productions for Rogers, all the great people I've met, and being part of a great community.
I'm sure right now a lot of you feel like you aren't able to be who you truly are.
What's most important, more important than everybody else knowing who you are, is that you know who you are.
As a young person, time moves slower for you, and just know that things will get better.
It Gets Better Canada is a registered Canadian charity with a focus on uplifting our queer youth through the power of digital storytelling.
As a Two-Spirit person, I use they, them pronouns, but that's not the case for every Two-Spirit person.
There are so many voices out there that we didn't have 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
No matter what your mind tells you, you really are perfect the way you are, so stop beating yourself up so much.
I'm gonna be a boy in a dress, because why not?
Your identity is explosive.
We all have our unique journeys, but one thing that connects us all is the desire to be happy, the desire to celebrate being our authentic selves.
Welcome back. Do you like the theater? Did you miss the theater? So many of us have. And as a way to welcome everyone back to the theater after the pandemic, the Palace Theater is hosting their first Thespian Ball. There will be karaoke, there will be dancing with music provided by Music Central, refreshments, memories of past successes, and toasts to future triumphs. Welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Awesome. So I read about the ball and I was like, a ball, yes! Yay. Tell us about it.
Well, as we were chatting here earlier, the ball idea came from, in past years, we had a celebration called the Brick-It-Ins, which was an award ceremony that was done on the third Monday of January every year for the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. And after the awards ceremonies, it was wonderful, but afterwards there was always a gathering, and it was a time that the theatrical people in the city got together, got dressed up, and had a chance to celebrate. And unfortunately, the Brick-It-Ins is a casualty of COVID, so they're no longer here. Mm-hmm. Now I do a lot of volunteer work with the Palace Theatre, and I happen to be backstage helping to dress at Cinderella, which was done in last November, and we were chatting about this very thing, that the Brick-It-Ins weren't going to be there and the after party wasn't going to happen, and no, we didn't have any place to get all dressed up. And I thought, Cinderella has a ball, why don't we have a ball?
Why not?
And Thespian Ball. So I went to the Palace board and pitched the idea to them, and they were willing to host, and so here we are. April the 15th, you can find your fancy clothes that are sitting at the back of that closet that haven't been dusted off since before COVID. It's time to put them on and come to the Palace and just celebrate being in the theater.
Oh, nice. So the event will be at the Palace?
It'll be at the Palace. So we're going to be in the main auditorium. So the actual dance itself will happen on the stage. So if you wanted to come out and actually walk that stage and never had an opportunity, this is your opportunity. It'll be done underneath some very interesting lighting. Yes, we'll have opening ceremonies. There'll be a slideshow of things that have been done kind of over the last 2 years. And then we'll do dancing on the stage. We also have another, it's a smaller theater that's called the Pecunier Hall. So a little bit later on in the evening, that's where the karaoke will take place.
Okay.
So you can do some dancing, you can go down and do some singing, and then there'll be some finger foods brought out. So yes, we hope it'll be a fun evening.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be a fun evening.
Yeah.
And so who's invited to this ball?
Everyone is invited. Yes, the seat is because of the theater, but we'd love to have everyone come. We currently have 250 tickets. You can only buy them online.
Okay.
And they're available at palacetheater.ca, and they're $20.
Oh, very
So
affordable.
it's not very expensive.
Yeah.
No.
So that's good. Okay. And so you're hoping that this becomes an annual event.
Yes, we hope that, well, this will be the first one, but we hope that this will grow and become something to look forward to every year. Yes.
Okay. And so the theater, Palace Theater, where is that located?
That's on Dundas Street in the Old East Village. I forget the actual address at the moment, but
it has the big lights.
It has you can't miss it. It's all sparkly. Yeah, it's
that is wonderful. All right. And so you are organizing this, and do you have a committee?
Yes, we have a committee of 5. When we started this journey, it was about the theater people getting together, but the more we talked about it as a committee, we wanted to just celebrate the return of the theater and have everyone involved. So yes, this is bigger than just the theater community. We want everyone to come out and have a really good time.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Good luck with your event.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the return of the theater.
Thank you very much.
And the ball.
Yes, we're very excited. Come and see us.
For sure. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching and for listening. Please show your support to our guests by visiting and sharing their social media pages and supporting their events. I look forward to being here again with you next week, and I ask that you please like, comment, and share this episode with your networks. Be well, take care, and I'll see you next week.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M, and I work at Catfish Creek Conservation Authority. I'm the community outreach technician, and that means I do a lot of this, chatting about all things nature and conservation with kids, adults, teachers, everyone. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
I did it.
I need it.